There's somebody else in AEW that's not as well known as CM Punk that just got their own T-shirt, and even the AEW fans are verklempt and bumfuzzled and gobsmacked and don't know what to think about it. Have you heard about this, Brian? This is a new development.
I've been actually checking it out this morning because the photo went around yesterday, and my first thought was, ooh, that's a bad idea to put that on a shirt. And it turns out everyone else had that reaction, but people have really gone crazy about it. And now Britt Baker's fighting back, or at least addressing what she thinks about the whole thing.
Well, what is she? Well, let's tell the people what it is, and then you tell me what she thinks about the whole thing. But basically, somehow in the angle where they handcuffed Adam Cole in such an unwieldy and awkward way to the rope last week on week 4 last on Dynamite, and while he was immobilized, the girls' heel crew came out from under the ring where apparently Jericho had planted them for just such an occasion. And because Jericho and his guys couldn't beat up Britt Baker in front of Adam Cole, the heel girls beat Britt Baker up in front of Adam Cole in order to make Adam Cole mad at Chris Jericho, who didn't touch her. But nevertheless, in the process, she got tatered and got a big black eye. Swelling on the cheek and the black eye and the whole thing. Most people know what a black eye looks like. I don't think I have to describe it. And she was on the Dynamite program this past Wednesday night doing a promo. She still had her makeup on, including eye makeup. So her makeup looked great, but she had the black eye too. This is real. I'm not saying the black eye's made up. But why would you put makeup on when you've got to try to make your eye look shiny and gold up top when it's black under the... I don't know what that was about. Anyway, so now they have come out with a T-shirt, and the picture I saw, is it black and white?
No, it's not.
Right? It's a shady shot. It's on a black T-shirt. It's a color picture.
I think the picture is the actual problem, the way the picture looks, but go ahead.
Well, I'm describing it from memory. You might have it in front of you because you're quicker on the interweb than I am. But the half of her face is kind of in shadow, but the left half with the black eye is just a picture of her face close up with a big old black eye. And is there text? Is there copy? Are there words, names, phrases, recipes, anything else besides just a picture on a black T-shirt of a woman with a big black eye?
There's the tiny AEW logo at the bottom right-hand corner of the shirt.
Okay, how tiny would you say that is?
I don't know. I don't know if we're talking metric system or what you want to do here, but...
If you're wearing it on the shirt, is it maybe the type is about the height of the width of your little finger?
Maybe. And
okay.
See, I think that's part of the problem, and we'll talk about what Britt said in a moment. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with this. I thought the shirt was a bad idea, but I didn't have a visceral reaction to it, like some people apparently have. Showing a female wrestler who just got beat up with a black eye is one thing. I think, unfortunately, due to the nature of what the photo is, which is a selfie, it appears, right in front of her face, she looks pretty downcast. Again, she has a black eye.
Yeah, it's not like she's like adopting a wrestling pose with her arms outstretched like I'm a badass. It's a close-up of her face like a mugshot. Well, just with a black eye.
You say like a mugshot. I think, and I could be wrong, what causes some people to go and get upset about this so much is because the photo itself looks like one of those photos you see from when a woman comes out with claims that she was abused, and here are the photos I took.
A selfie. See, I've never taken a fucking selfie. So to me, a picture of a person with a downcast, mope-faced expression from the neck up looks like a mugshot. She's neither happy nor performing. It's a picture of her after she just had her face caved in.
And again, if you're a fan of AEW or a fan of wrestling in general, this photo means one thing. I guess the people that are upset about it are upset about what people outside of wrestling would misinterpret this as meaning. Right? I mean, what else could you be upset about with this?
Well, no. Some people say, well, it glorifies, or not glorifies, but
Well, I have it here. Let me do this.
Domestic violence. It's making light of, or, whatever domestic violence. No, not domestic violence, because what they're overlooking, and you alluded to it, you caught it, is that the vast majority of people that see this shirt are not going to know who, and this is not knocking Britt Baker, but come on, folks, let's be real in the world. If you're walking down the fucking street in Cleveland, nobody's going to know who Britt Baker is that sees anybody wearing this shirt. Nobody is going to know that Britt Baker is Adam Cole's girlfriend or wife, and that's why that the heel wrestlers on this program that doesn't even have 1 million viewers in the United States of America with 350 million plus people is the girlfriend, and therefore she was beaten up by the heels to torture Adam Cole. They don't know the backstory. They don't know who this is. They don't know it's wrestling. You're walking down the street and it's not even like some type of picture that you would see in sports, like this noted female athlete looking triumphant, even though she's just been in a UFC fight or she's done something. It's like I said, a mugshot, a selfie, whatever you want to call it for whatever time period, of some poor woman with a blank face and a downtrodden expression with a black eye. So it wouldn't be calling to mind domestic violence because nobody knows who she's domestic with. It would just call into mind, why the fuck are you such a fucking creep that you want to wear a T-shirt with some unknown woman's face on it after she's been beaten up?
See, I think you're wrong. I think the average person would think domestic violence when they see a photo like that. That's exactly the kind of photo you see on the news from a woman who says she's been abused.
Okay, but I'm just thinking violence in general, domestic and or otherwise.
What other violence is there with women? There's domestic violence, or they become professional wrestlers or boxers. What other violence? All right, well,
I'm just, whatever MMA? The case, then. Okay, I will tap out to that argument. But I'm just thinking not only domestic, but just random, uncalled for. She was mugged in a dark alley. Whatever, it's still not good. Why would you want to wear a T-shirt of this picture on your body when people are going to see you incessantly throughout the day that just think that you're a fucking weirdo and have no idea what's going on here?
And by the way, let's just say this comes off a period of time where you and I have received emails from people sending in photos of different merchandise. Apparently AEW is just on a string of releasing really embarrassing and awful wrestling T-shirts. There was the Sammy Guevara one of him looking into the mirror and seeing himself. There's a few different ones that are really bad, but this one obviously has people up in arms. Britt Baker tweeted out, because it's in storyline, that I guess the Outcasts, somehow getting around any kind of law, are just releasing this photo that Britt Baker took of herself on a T-shirt to sell it to make fun of her. So Britt Baker responded.
Wait, what?
It's not a Britt Baker shirt. It's not supposed to be Britt Baker selling her own shirt. It's supposed to be the Outcasts. Oh, no, I guess no. Well, let me read it right here. I'm beyond furious, but the dipshit Outcast made the shirts. If someone is going to make a dime off my face on a shirt, it's going to be me. So I guess she's saying she took control and released a shirt to combat the Outcast doing it, to set up her releasing the shirt so they can sell
Jesus
it.
Christ.
So someone... go ahead.
Well, didn't they either do a shirt or they certainly showed the picture incessantly of her when she was bleeding in some kind of hardcore girls match where she got juice?
Yeah, her and Thunder Rosa.
And that, I can't believe that didn't get him kicked off television. And then now they're doing it, and it's got to be, she's got to have in mind that she is doing this stuff as a women's trailblazer. See, the women can bleed too, and the women can get beat up. And they've broken her nose, 4 or 5 times? They need to, not only do they need to obviously train the girls better to avoid all the girls constantly being operated on, but they need to yank a knot in Britt Baker's tail on, and every other girl that wants to get juice and do garbage matches with weapons, because it's gotten embarrassing, and it's going to cause them trouble sooner or later when they go too far, because I don't see why even the television network would want the type of viewers that want to watch women roll around in barbed wire and bleed.
And again, the shirt's a bad idea, and we can look at various people who should be to blame for allowing this to get out, from Tony Khan to the merch team to Britt Baker and everyone else, but someone responded to Britt Baker, who again was tweeting out in character about the shirt. Can't believe AEW is trying to make money on a t-shirt that supports domestic violence. This shirt, in the eyes of the public, is going to cause more harm than good. A lot of people don't even know what AEW stands for. And some dude wearing it in a bar proudly, shake my head. A lot of black eyes. Britt Baker responded to that. Supports domestic violence? How? I got a black eye in the ring in caps. My enemies put a pic on a shirt to troll me, and I outsmarted them.
Oh, God.
Does that mean all the top-selling bloody t-shirts are supporting murder? If a male wrestler had a shirt with a black eye, would you be this pissed?
Well, let's answer those questions, Britt. Number one, nobody knows who the fuck you are. So the thing that anybody's 99.8% of the people that see the shirt are not going to know, oh, you're a wrestler and the heels did that to you, like you say. They're going to think, what the fuck is that? A crime picture. Secondly, all the bloody wrestling shirts I see are clearly fucking wrestlers bleeding in a goddamn match, or with a fucking chair around their neck, or barbed wire, whatever the fucking, they look like wrestlers. And it's a wrestling photo from a wrestling match. And thirdly, if it was a man with a black eye, well, if it was a male wrestler that was clearly identified as a wrestler on a shirt, then you expect a wrestler to have a black eye. But since this shirt only has AEW, instead of Dr. Britt Baker, girl wrestler who does hardcore matches, it's still different. If I see Steve Austin on a shirt with a black eye, I get it immediately.
And I don't think, oh my God, this guy's clearly been beaten up by his wife.
By his wife, right? I don't think, no. So no. Women are not equal in this regard, in that when you see a guy with a black eye, you don't think the first thing is that his fucking wife beat him up. But you probably, and many people apparently do, think, oh boy, her husband might have whacked her.
Yeah, you just see a generic face on a shirt. Again, Britt Baker's not known by the general public. And with a black eye and a very, very, very tiny AEW logo at the bottom, your mind's not going to, that's clearly a wrestler.
No.
The best case scenario is the shirt starts a conversation of, why are you wearing that? What is that? That's the best case scenario wearing that shirt. Or
another scenario is the fucking shirt initiates a fucking traffic stop or some type of fucking roadblock because they're looking for somebody, and you get interrogated for 30 minutes.
You're in a bar drinking with your friends. There's a woman there who's been abused. She sees that shirt. Shit could pop off quick. Like, sometimes people in wrestling are so stuck in their own heads, they don't realize how bad their ideas are to the outside world.
And there's, are there, I know there's got to be, but maybe you can help me. Are there, 2, 3, 4 female AEW fans?
Well, no, AEW heels is, I think, still a thing. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, do they want to wear that shirt? And if they wear that shirt, what does it look like when you see a girl walking down the street with a picture on her t-shirt of another unknown woman with a black eye? She was asking for it. That's what they'll tell the cops. She even had it on her shirt.
Is someone going to walk by and point to go, yeah, Britt Baker?
No. The fuck? So yeah. I don't think that's a good idea. That's just me.
Boy.